Staring directly into the sun can blind you, but these guys actually live smack in the middle of it. GameMasters here, and today we are diving deep into the heart of a star to check out the solar dragon, as it is the very heart of that star that these guys are born. They start off in eggs like most dragons, but these are made of obsidian and will turn translucent to allow light in as they go closer to hatching. The solar dragon has a body shaped like a massive snake. They're very serpentine and have a pair of ventral limbs that end in long fins that radiate light. And while if you or I stare into the sun, these dragons can see just fine. Like other dragons, the solar dragon loves treasure, but in the voids of wild space, it actually craves food more, generally opting to go after Kendari, the space whales, or scavers, kind of a form of a space shark. The solar dragon is typically neutral alignment, and as such, doesn't really consider Spelljammer ships, well, the folks that run them, to be food. Although from a distance, it might perceive a spelljamming ship as possible food until it gets close enough and realizes that thing can fire back. While they won't go directly after a spelljammer, they have been known to throttle the decks and retaliate should the captain give the orders to open fire upon these solar dragons. As with other dragons, the solar dragon has a lair, and yep, you guessed it, it's in the heart of a star, just as their birthplace was. While there may be treasure found within, there is a good bet that if it's gold you seek, chances are the heat from that star has melted it, or at least keeps it in a perpetual state of liquid. Anyone attempting to enter a solar dragon's lair will be blinded by the star's light, unless they have something that can protect the eyes, such as goggles of night. Further, entering the star, and at the beginning of each turn you start inside said star, or the lair, you will take 24d10 radiant damage. Solar dragons come in 4 types. You have the wormling, young, adult, and ancient. Although if your campaign uses Elder or Great, you can easily adapt the stat blocks. Before we get into the stat blocks, I'd love to ask that if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps with that YouTube algorithm, and I thank you kindly. The wormling, young, and adult solar dragons vary in their stats overall, strength, dexterity, charisma, and the like, but all of them have the following abilities. Flyby. When the dragons fly by, it does not provoke opportunity attacks. Unusual nature. They don't require air. And photonic breath. This is their breath weapon. And while the damage will vary as they grow older, it's going to become more powerful and do more damage, it will cause radiant damage. We'll talk about that in a minute. They all also have standard bites and tail attacks. The adult version, however, also has, as a legendary action, Blinding Brilliance, in which it can blind a would-be opponent. But again, more on that one in a moment as well. Jumping into the Ancient Solar Dragon, it has an armor class of 18, 333 hit points on average, a strength of 28, dexterity of 15, its constitution is 26, its intelligence is 17, its wisdom is 18, and its charisma is 16. It has a damage immunity to radiance and cannot be blinded. It has a challenge rating of 20. It too has the flyby ability as well as legendary resistance. It has nebulous thoughts. If one attempts to read the ancient solar dragon's mind, it's just going to fail automatically. It is also considered to be a siege monster, meaning that it will deal double damage to objects and structures. And like the younger version, it also does not require air. It too can bite and perform a tail attack, and also has photonic breath. And to expand upon that breath a bit, it is a flashing, more of a radiant energy that blossoms into a 40-foot sphere, and anyone in that sphere must make a DC 23 Constitution save, else they will take 12d10 radiant damage. Now, I also want to talk a little bit more about the Blinding Brilliance, legendary action as well. Okay, so here's what happens. The dragon will emit a magical light in a 30-foot radius sphere that is centered on itself. Not exactly a second breath weapon, but kind of is. Each creature in that sphere must make a DC 23 wisdom save, else they will be blinded until their next turn. The Solar Dragon, while being typically neutral, is still probably one that I'd personally avoid, although I would love to see what types of trinkets and goodies that one would consider to be treasure. But even more so, I'd love to know what types of treasure could actually survive within the Solar Dragon's lair. Seeing as it's in the heart of a star. If you'd like to see more videos covering more information found in the new Spelljammer setting, be sure to check out this playlist and let me know what you think the types of treasures would be found in a Solar Dragon's lair. Until next our paths cross, may you not get blinded by the light.